And this is session 2 of day number 1 of week number 6. Right now, we are about to get into the action for Major League Table Tennis. Put your hands together to welcome our officials, Peter Chung and William Chung. And the first team coming in, they were number 1 coming into this weekend, and now they're number 2. Make some noise for the Portland Paddlers! And to join them in the battlefield, the number 3 team in the West Division, the team that you've been waiting for. Put your hands together and get on your feet for your very own Bay Area Blasters! And now that the Warriors are here and have entered the arena, let's get ready for battle. Let's shake some hands, let's sap some skins, and let the games begin.
Well, you heard it. It is the second matchup of our first night here for this Bay Area episode, week 6 of Major League Table Tennis, the West Division. It's the Portland Paddlers facing off against the Bay Area Blasters. And it's going to be a fantastic match. We witnessed a truly epic opener between the Seattle Spinners and the Texas Smash. One that was just narrowly clutched by the Spinners, taking them to the top of the table. Texas Smash still in a difficult position there at the bottom of the table, but a big chance here for both of these teams to potentially take the top of the leaderboard after this. We have excellent player lineup coming in for both of these teams. I'm Matt Hetherington, joined in the commentary booth by Sean O'Neill. Sean, look at this lineup. Every match is really kind of popping out here. These teams are bringing their best.
Yeah, it really is. With our lead match with Jiwei Xia and Jinbao Ma, should be kind of an all-China matchup with 2 extremely seasoned players. Of course, we've got a nice mixed match with Jonathan McDonald, Lily Zhang, and a mixed doubles, men's doubles match. Should be quite interesting there with Kolei and Rachel Sung. The Tyrese Knight, Adi Gadwadi is a rematch. So that'll be interesting. And then 2 big power players at the bottom end of it with Kolei and Taowen Zhang. So this definitely shows on paper to be a very tight and competitive match. The Portland Paddlers, easy for you to say, with Jiwei Xia is coming out against Jinbao Ma.
Now, we're seeing all new matchups here. These teams have played twice, head-to-head. Portland 1-1, so Portland winning in week 2 by an 18-3 margin was up until last weekend the biggest win margin, and in week 4 it was the Bay Area that struck back with a 13-8 win, so splitting even. The only match that's been played before is the one between Tyrese and Adi Gadwani, which we're going to see in the third singles. So all new matchups. Ma Jinbao is going to be the first performance here for him. Jiwei, first draft pick for the Portland Paddlers. He's had some pretty solid performances.
Yeah, he really outperformed, especially against Taowen Zhang, surprising him, taking 2 out of the 3. And really, I think the difference was his short game was outstanding. He was really able to nullify Tao's serve, and I think that gave him a lot of confidence. But he's facing a very difficult player who's been so hot on the international scene lately with Ma Jinbao. So,
yeah, Ma Jinbao has been reaching into quite deep into the draws of WTT contender events. Had an outstanding match losing out narrowly to world number 17, Felix Lebrun, in, I believe it was Lanzhou. And of course, competition format, we will have 4 singles matches with a doubles match in between. So 2 singles, 1 doubles, 2 singles, 3 games to 11 each. And then the golden game, which will see all of the players on the court. 1 game to 21, worth 6 points overall. So a total of 15 points up for grabs for both teams, and potentially up to a 5-point lead going into the golden game, depending on how those results look ahead of that golden game match. So Ma Jinbao on debut here.
Yeah, I think the challenge really for Jiwei Sha is he needs to get out fast. If he loses the first game badly, it's going to be tough for him to fight back just because Ma Jinbao is playing so strong.
Red. 1 love all.
And a really spinny reverse pendulum serve there.
So aggressive.
Ma Jinbao's go-to serve in recent times.
No, it's funny because I'm at the same club as Jiwei. I know his practice regimen, and basically he's playing against a robot primarily to deal with these type of serves. And so far it's been working, but he really needs to get, in my opinion, his backhand loop, which is so strong as a weapon. If it's only going to be his forehand, he's going to be running all over the place, and that is really tough to train with a robot alone.
The snap on that forehand from Jinbao. Now, of course, towards the end of last year, before Ma went on this overseas expedition of tournaments, he was already playing really strong table tennis and was the highest rated player in the US, was really one of the only players who was able to compete with Collet at that time. And yeah, he's gone out, returned to China, leveled up even more. 5-1 lead in the first.
And his short game, it's no slouch either. And that just puts so much pressure on Jiwei to make all the big shots because there's no loose points. Every one of Ma's attacks, it's just a pure winner.
6-2.
Jiwei has been the spark plug and the kind of the heart and soul of the paddlers, always cheering his teammates, and when he's out there you can hear him, kind of the Nikhil Kumar of the paddlers. That's a problem there. It's just Jinbao is so solid when he's blocking that you're not going to get it by him. Jiwei can do everything from the back court, but to cover the whole table with his forehand, maybe Collet can do that, but very few others.
3-8.
I think honestly it's from the standpoint of someone who's not from Portland. I really liked the fact that he was a first-round draft pick. I thought, you know, especially given the caliber of the players at the top of the league, and yeah, he's certainly up there. But I just love that they picked him because it's really great to have your home player as the lead player on the team.
That really makes a difference, and of course the club and Jiwei students and everyone can't wait for the Portland episode at the Expo Center late January. So he'll have the biggest cheering section, I can promise you. In addition to Christian, who's also in Portland.
Great placement from Sha Jiwei. Quick ball counted.
Red. 8-5.
I think the same thought that Jiwei had going against Tao. Try to take the first game. If you can steal the second, that's a huge win. But don't get down on yourself.
Net. 5-9.
Great backhand by Jiwei.
6-9.
Very solid.
That's the level of pressure he's going to need to maintain for the duration of the match.
Such a difference between blocking with pressure and just trying to put your racket on the ball. But again, a loose serve.
10-6.
Jin Bao is going to make you pay for it.
Net. 10-6.
So, Jin Bao leading 10-6.
That's a smarter block.
10-7.
Digging block to the backhand, just setting up an opportunity to put pressure with the backhand block.
Net. 10-7.
Got away with the deep push there.
8-10.
I think Jiwei really needs to pick on the first opening. Generally, Ma's a little bit softer and steadier into his first opening, but then kind of compounds into the rally. Don't necessarily see as many big third ball attacks from him.
That's just
11-8.
so amazing. That was a tremendous backhand loop that Jiwei delivered, and it went back twice as fast. That was, again, quality side spin, deep push, backhand opening solid, and then a ripping forehand. Power, precision, placement.
Jiwei currently sits at 19th on the Major League Table Tennis standings. 6 and 9 for singles, 2 and 1 in doubles, but he's been fairly present in the Golden Games. Almost split down the middle, 18 and 17.
The big thing was taking 7 out of 8 points against Nikhil Kumar, putting them in a situation where they could go for the wins. And again, Jiwei has been overperforming based on what he thought coming into the season. Christian picking him first was amazing when you get Cole second, because it was the 8th and 9th pick.
Yeah.
So
Smart move.
Christian, the benefit of being the end pick is that you get to double down and load up. But Ma Jin Bao, wow.
Great start. Now, he's currently world ranked 122,
Second game.
courtesy
Down
of
to serve.
his
Love all.
increased activity on the international circuit.
Love 1.
Jiwei's going to have to take some risks, but at the same time, if he goes too offensive-minded. There's a nice backhand loop. Good combination there.
1-all.
Nice 1-2 punch by Jiwei Sha. Jiwei holding the table exceptionally well. Those deep serves are not easy to return. Ouch.
2-all.
Reminiscent of what Cole has been doing to a number of players. Last match that he played on in Houston, he had a couple series of about 7 or 8 serves in a row that no one got a serve on the table.
Red. 3-2.
Seems like Jiwei's gaining confidence with every game.
3-all.
So it was the Lanzhou WTT Star Contender, or Contender event. Ma Jinbao reached the quarterfinal recently. He beat Robert Gardosh, Cao Cheng-Jue from Taiwan, Yoshiyama from Japan, and then lost out to Felix Lebrun.
3-4.
Jiwei going for broke in these open rallies.
Just toe to toe with the forehands. And that first block off the bounce is turning into an offensive weapon for Jiwei.
Jinbao catches
5-4.
in the net there.
Jiwei needs to get into a lot more of the backhand-to-backhand exchanges. The forehand-to-forehand is going to be so tough because he leaves the backhand corner. Now that's a good serve return.
5-6. 5-6.
Great to see some young players here.
Again, just tight serve returns by Jiwei. Nothing fancy, but just not giving Ma Jinbao anything to work with to try to finish the point.
Jiwei trying to keep that ball tight to the net. Very important.
He knows what happens if it goes an inch too long.
Net.
Again,
7-6.
net serve, trying to keep the ball as low as possible.
And heavy spin.
7-all.
That first opening.
What a return.
7-8.
Nice choice of going to the forehand.
Dangerously predictable. So
8-all.
heavy, heavy rotation in that first opening.
Big point there to get a 3-point off of the missed loop. I think that Jiwei would actually in some ways prefer to be returning serve, because if he can drop it short, much better chance of making his first loop penetrate off of a push.
Yeah.
Versus when he's serving short himself and he has to cover both short and long.
Right. And he's been handling the serve return really well.
And he's looking to drop. So So the question is, will Ma Jinbao ever kick one out and just back him up? But right now, Ji-Wei shot exactly where he wants to be.
I wonder if anybody's told him about the golden point. That would certainly be a surprise for him.
He is aware of it. I've spoken to him a little bit about it.
That would be a hell of a surprise.
Yeah, and he says, just don't think about it.
So, Ji-Wei Sha.
That's just a pure fight. I mean, Ma Jinbao has more tools, more international play right now, but Ji-Wei just got every little point here and there and only missed maybe 2 or 3 backhand blocks.
Yeah,
just
solid.
reducing his errors.
Yeah, I think for him, the serve return was just such a huge factor in the match. I mean, he was able to keep everything relatively tight to the net. And also doing a relatively good job of controlling Jinbao's first opening. There were a couple that were really, really heavy topspin that caught him out, but for the most part, fairly well handled. Ji-Wei.
I mean, he had a couple net returns, but that one block here, that was just amazing. Getting that paddle on the ball.
I mean, you have to wonder if he would raise the bar this much if he was playing for another team. I feel like he has like Portland pride.
No, he really does, and he knows all of his fans and students are following him and watching him and cheering for him. He was even telling me on our flight over here, his daughter's school is all excited about. She telling them that her daddy's playing in Major League Table Tennis and watching YouTube. So you can hear him right now.
Of course. Also on the Bally Live app. Great to have Major League Table Tennis getting out there on multiple watching platforms. You can get that on both the Google Play and the App Store, the Apple App Store.
Love 2.
Jinbao will want to get a pretty tight handle on the start of this third game.
It's almost now you're seeing him just pushing the ball out, letting Ji-Wei make the first attack and then beginning to shut it down with a block or a respin.
Softer, steadier loops from Ma. Already at a 5-0 lead here. Wants to make sure he locks in those 2 points for the Bay Area Blasters on home turf.
I think this is what Ji-Wei feared the most. Deep serves, get into the rallies, and just kind of do forehand to forehands.
And it's almost relatively predictable placement for Ji-Wei. Those step around forehands are always coming cross to his backhand side, but so difficult to control.
That is so powerful by Ma Jinbao.
Of course, singles match waiting up. Lily Jung getting ready. Should be taking on Jonathan McDonald from Sweden.
What a block by Ji-Wei Sha. Just getting his racket behind these monster rips and playing the ball down the line, using the block as a weapon.
Just great confidence from Jinbao. I mean, playing into the backhand, knowing that your shot quality is enough.
Oh, a great return on the deep serve with an underspin push that stayed so low and tight to the net. There. Great third ball attack.
Net. 3-8. Net. 3-8.
After a couple of nets,
9-3.
next one goes in the net. Ma Jinbao now with 2 serves. That's going to look familiar.
9-4.
Let's see, Jonathan McDonald getting ready in the background too.
5-9.
Getting some Swedish advice.
There's a reasonable amount of resources for Swedish advice in that corner right now. And some late movement here from Xia Jiwei. Just clawing back a point at a time. And again, another missed serve. That's
Tough enough to beat a player when you have your best game, but then to spot him 2 in one game, not easy.
and great placement there from Jinbao. He gets the job done. 11-8, 10-11, 11-6. A fantastic performance in that second game in particular from Xia Jiwei. Proved himself a very worthy competitor as Portland's top draft pick, but it's Ma Jinbao of the Bay Area Blasters who gets the match sealed and brings 2 points for the team.
I think that Coach Villaros should be pleased with that middle game. And also, Jiwei needs to take, going into the golden game, that his short serve return is still quite effective. And we did see him make not only a couple world-class blocks, but also a couple forehands.
Ma Jinbao, surprise, it's interview time.
Thank you, thank you.
Great match. You've been a lot of this year out and about playing WTT and having some really good results. How does it feel for you to be back in the US and playing in Major League Table Tennis?
I think back to US, play the MLTT. So this ultimate trophy is very exciting. So I'm so happy. Let me do very nervous. And when I play WTT, same problem. So very good experience.
Have you had a chance to watch Golden Game to see what it is like when you play 4 points and then your teammates play?
Yeah, I saw before, and yeah, it's very hopeful to play the Golden Point.
Does that make you a little bit nervous as well?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, nothing wrong with a little bit of nerves. Great job getting the first match done, and we'll see you later on for the Golden Game.
Okay, thank you.
A great start there for the Bay Area Blasters with Ma Jinbao getting things started, and now this surely will be a home favorite. Lily Zhang, 3-time US Olympian, and really the golden girl of the Bay Area for table tennis. She's taking on Jonathan McDonald. So, I mean, Lily, where do you even start with the accolades? 3 Olympics, 6 US national championships, Pan American Cup winner, recently part of the team that won gold in the team event at the Pan Am Games. Also picked up a bronze in the singles, so she's still
First game,
she's still
McDonald
bringing
will serve.
home
The hardware.
She's still bringing home the hardware. Now this is really great for us to see these male-female mixed matchups, and exciting to see which way the matches are going to go.
And Lily should feel confident in the speed and tempo up at the table. She's very fast, especially on the backhand side. Jonathan, a little slower on his forehand, takes a longer stroke, but his backhand is really what I would say is his secret weapon. So the question is, if they get into the backhand-to-backhand exchange,
who's going to come out on top?
Who's going to come out on top? I think when Lily goes out to his forehand, she'll be fine just because of her tempo and her speed. And I think short game advantage Lily. I think she's going to be able to keep his serves shorter, and he'll be able to keep hers. She tends to serve out a little bit to force that opening counter driving style of rally. And that's a great
dumps that home.
off the bounce, no hesitation, cross court, 5-0 lead.
Strong start. She's just come back from France. She's also played some French league matches. That's on the back of the Pan Am Cup. Very busy schedule.
Yeah, back to back.
So
And she plays against men. I mean, it's she's training against men quite often, so she's used to a ball that's a lot heavier, but mostly on the forehand side. That backhand there is what McDonald must establish to force her to block and not to counter or to counterattack.
he cut that serve receive really finely. Gets over that ball. Of course, it's very, very well worth noting we saw McDonald take on the Bay Area team in week 2. And
Taking 3 points.
3-0 against Tao Wen-Zhang.
Yeah, that was.
4-5.
Right now it looks like Mr. McDonald is reeling in Lily Zhang. A little bit of an overhit.
5-all.
And now we're tied up 5 apiece.
Yeah, after a great and decisive looking 5-0 start. For Zhang, it's McDonald who pulls things back for the paddlers. Great anticipation.
5-6.
And with Jonathan being taller, when he does step back a little bit, that really neutralizes Lily's strong up-tempo game. He's going to get a chance to redirect a lot easier.
She goes for the long fast serve. It's worked well for quite a few players here.
The women taking advantage of it. Fabi Diaz helping make the difference in our first match of the day. Great placement by Lily.
6-7.
Flat footing Jonathan McDonald with a set of balls out to his backhand.
Long fast
7-all.
serve for McDonald, also doing the trick.
Ball is kicking. Nice over the table forehand flip.
8-7.
It's a shot she's very comfortable with.
I was going to say, it looked like before the ball crossed the net from McDonald's side, Lily was already stepping in.
Bit of a lucky break, but Zhang in control in that rally. on the back end. McDonald just backing off a little bit too much. So a nice counter point from both players. Again, you can see there McDonald's reach really making the difference.
A lot of times he'll take his forehand down the line. It almost looks like he is going cross court, but when he takes it late.
Game points now for the Bay Area favorite. It's definitely the most volume we've had from the spectators. Great to see the audience stands filling up more for this home match for the Bay Area Blasters. And a great setup from Lily. Again, Jonathan, I mean, the cut on the serve return is really good, but really well handled by Lily there.
And really just going for the shot. And she could have placed it anywhere. But realizing that type of backhand loop really sets up Jonathan's game, and going wide out, just taking the full swing.
Reaction from the bench.
This is a tactical strategy that Coach Maggie Tan, having Lily play singles, means that their doubles can get loaded up with 2 male players. And that's, I'm guessing, that game that they're also hoping to take 2, maybe take a 3 in against Cole and Rachel Sung.
Yeah, I think they'll be trying to go for 3. And Lily Zhang, always strong on the backhand, but in this match, her forehand counter has been
that's been the difference.
Really.
Both over the table on that last ball, and then also just moving it around, not going for too much, and then here with the forehand reloop.
Second game, down serve, love all.
So McDonald will certainly be looking not to get too far behind here. I think that 5-point head start was troublesome for him.
It looks like he's going to go ahead, push deep off of the serve, defend one opening, and then try to start counterattacking from there versus playing the short game, which Lily just played beautifully in game 1.
And you can see Lily in the beginning of the rally trying to slow the pace down a little bit, but then McDonald just really going after that backhand placement.
Again, serving much deeper, playing maybe one ball off the bounce, but trying to get his forehand in. Lily playing to the center of the table, especially in his elbow, is going to help her neutralize some of his power.
Getting a little bit of time and space there on his forehand. The redirect down the line working really well for him. Bit of an unforced error there.
He would love to play that shot 10 times. And just such a solid backhand. Lines it up. That serve is not easy to keep short nor low.
So halfway here into the second match of this team tie between the Portland Paddlers and the Bay Area Blasters.
McDonald loves the backhand-to-backhand quick exchanges. Very few people can match Lily stroke for stroke from those corners. That's a beautiful forehand loop. Solid, deep push down the middle. Lily has an answer. Nice play out to the backhand corner.
Tries the long fast,
Six,
but
four.
McDonald was ready for it.
Again, McDonald serving a lot of balls like automatically half long, just to stop Lily from going short on anything.
Pick up with the backhand loop's been going pretty well, and the step around forehand as well. So
When he steps around for the front, it is very difficult to determine where he's going with that one, both because of the stroke and also his ability to be early or late.
5-7.
So McDonald still 2 points ahead here, looking to level things out. Portland Paddlers trailing by 1-3 right now in game score.
Again, just a great combination by Lily. Not much McDonald can do when he loses the attack so quickly off of Lily's serve.
8-6.
But that is smart. I mean, against Lily, you play short and it pops up, here comes the forehand flip. You're better off pushing it deep and force her to make some spin. So those are much more difficult to drive.
8-6.
There again, just deep, deep, deep.
9-6.
Clips the net and the edge.
9.
Double dose of fortune there. But great reflexes as well.
Again,
8,
Lily,
9.
presence of mind to get that first spin in there and then just keep the pressure.
McDonald coming all the way across for a backhand loop. Some risky play. Again, that service cut received from him is, he's done a really good job of keeping it tight and low, but
See if Lily will back up a little bit to return the serve. So it's not on top of her. Put a little bit more pace behind the ball. That's a
punches
great
it away.
backhand block off the bounce.
She almost looked a little bit out of position after the first block, but just got on top of it so quick. And she gets the job done. She wins 2 games
Game to done.
going into the third.
And we're beginning to see some game separation here. Going into the doubles, you have to think that the Blasters with the 2 male players would be a slight advantage over Cole and Rachel Sung. But Lily playing the bigger points better.
Of course, this all leads into the doubles match coming up next, which we'll see Cole and Rachel Sung, who've been one of the stronger pairs and standout pairs on the West Division, playing off against Tao Wenjiang and Oriol Monzo. That's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out and to see how the Bay Area's strategy here. I mean, this could be huge for them if Lily can come through here and do, I mean, she already has delivered 2 games out of 3 at the very least. And then they have this strong men's doubles combination going into the doubles. So
I mean, we could be seeing a 6-point, not necessarily a sweep, but I mean, it is. McDonald needs to just get his game going instead of just pushing deep, which I don't think is something he does that often. It's like, how do I beat Lily? He needs to play McDonald table tennis and play short. If it's just going to go long, well, that was no difficulty there. It seems all the key points, Lily had a better solution. That's a great push there by Lily. Deep, low, right into the elbow. If McDonald's going to play safe, Lily takes the counterattack. If he goes for the winner, he's got to actually make it.
You can see the payoff for Lily of intention. Every single serve, receive, shot in the rally that she's making, there's intention behind it.
She's got it all covered, no matter where McDonald places the ball. And she's hitting his elbow left and right. One more point, and no surprise if timeouts start to get called. Lily could have made that one. That was on her paddle.
Net 2-3.
Oh, beautiful forehand flip.
4-2.
Picture perfect, great technique, stepping in the right distance and just following through to the open court. McDonald definitely thought she was going to drop it. Lily right at the last second. Great rotation.
She's just been solid on her first opening, and
she's dictating. I mean, she's the one controlling, and here comes the
first timeout.
Yep, first timeout.
So of course,
no, they didn't call a timeout.
Nobody wanted the timeout.
It was just 5 points at the third game. So they're changing sides.
Huh. Well, worth noting while we're here, both teams have 2 timeouts that they can use during the singles and doubles matches, and then a further 1 timeout for the golden game. And McDonald.
That's the first flip that we've seen where he's actually playing offense to get his game going versus trying to make Lily uncomfortable with just deep serves. It's like well, play fast with heavy spin, and that'll be enough. But Lily's able to shut that down. And we saw the 5-0 to 5-5 comeback in game 1.
4-5.
Consistent. Slightly unorthodox serve receive from McDonald. We've seen it twice so far this match. Hasn't really given Zhang too much trouble.
Net 7-4.
This time, McDonald cutting the ball just over the side of the table. Great placement there.
Such an extreme angle off the serve.
Knuckle buster.
Lily going for too much on that backhand.
McDonald levels the playing field here. 7 points each. This is going to be his only shot at getting a point on the board for Portland. And it catches the back edge.
Back edge. But again, he played that amazing quick drop off the serve.
Serve receives on that particular short forehand receive has been really good from him.
But Lily just staying with the point, not being afraid to play a forehand off that wide angle.
And again, just doing a great job of connecting her shots together.
That's really the difference. Every time that Lily gets attacking, she knows the next ball that's coming off of her racket, where McDonald has been more searching to just play a big shot or overplay.
7-10.
Like that one.
Yeah, and now 4 points to do a sweep.
And catches the net. Apologetic there from
Okay,
Lily Zhang, but nonetheless, a just exceptional performance from Bay Area's favorite, possibly.
And again, I mean, Lily just outplayed Jonathan in all the main phases of the game, so she's got to be absolutely thrilled.
Smiles. I mean, Maggie Tian, Coach Maggie has to be pretty happy with herself right now, at least being in a position where her strategy might come to fruition here. But an excellent match from Lily. Lily, congratulations. That was a bit of a masterclass.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, you've come back from the Pan American Games, where you won a couple of medals, a gold in the teams and a bronze in the singles, so congratulations for that. Then you went to France to play in the French League. Now you're here. How are you handling all of the scheduling stuff, and how did you feel going into this match, knowing you have all this travel stuff going on? And
Yeah, I mean, it is a lot, but I think what's most important for me is to really just try to take it one day at a time, because if I think too much about what's coming up and all the travel, I think I get really stressed, so I just try to take it one match, one day, 1 point at a time.
2 questions, Lily. The first one, playing against Jonathan, who has a very good backhand, it seemed like that didn't bother you so much, but as long as you could get into your flow, that you were very comfortable against him. And then the second question I'm going to have is, looking into the Golden Game, what can you take from this match to keep that same momentum in the Golden Game, which is so pivotal?
Yeah, I think, I knew going in beforehand he had a really good backhand, but I feel like my strength is also backhand, so I wasn't too worried. I'd be so happy to do a backhand battle. And as for the Golden Game, I know it's pretty much make or break at the end. So I think this match has given me a lot of confidence going in. So I'm just going to try to keep riding that momentum.
well, we're going to see that in action a little bit later on in the Golden Game. Great job, Lily, and we'll let you get some well-earned rest before that Golden Game comes up.
Thank you, I need it.
Just as you said, Matt, having purpose on every one of her shots. She wasn't playing outside of her comfort zone, and when the ball did move to difficult situations, she just kept the pressure on. Didn't try to make a shot that wasn't there. I was a little surprised that with McDonald on the final 1 or 2 shots, it seemed like he just wasn't really super grinding or fighting.
Yeah.
He just was like, okay, I'm not going to put in 100% of effort, because maybe if I lose to a female player, that won't serve so well, but you can't have that attitude in Major League Table Tennis for sure.
So kicking off the match here, as you saw, Tao and Zhang, one of the mainstays of the doubles combinations for the Bay Area Blasters. He pairing up with Oreo Monzo. Monzo, 8-time Spanish national champion in doubles. His very strategic decision here for Bay Area, which has a chance to come to life thanks to Lily.
Yeah, no, I think Maggie was just got great payoff there. I mean, putting a female against a male and taking 3 points.
That's huge.
That's what
1, 2.
Mr. McDonald did against Talon Zhang when he surprised, which again gave so much pressure. This is going to be an interesting doubles match just because we got 2 righty-lefty pairs. Cole and Rachel Sung have had much more practice together. But
And they've been really solid for the West Coast division in doubles. But
I think the X factor is going to be Monzo. With that amount of doubles experience, when you win multiple national titles, in some ways you almost become a double specialist. So, and as a lefty, you're seeing that his placement impeccable.
yes, yeah, especially the serve receive is a big factor when you're left-handed in doubles. Being able to stand off the corner and receive with the forehand is really game-changing stuff.
But I will say with the paddlers, with Rachel Sung and her partner, Cole, is that she will set him up all day long and let him go for the big shots. She's not going to take the ball out of his hands and try to make something that isn't there. She will play position. She'll keep her serves short and tight, and her serve returns will just be short. So, in essence, he'll get a chance to play a little bit of singles. Of course, Tao has a lot of experience as well.
Oh, and Tao and Zhang ends up on the floor. Both teams backed away from the table. Christian Liliarus loves that one. A fantastic play. Both players. Rachel Sung just maintaining immaculate control while Cole goes in for the big forehands. Now, Sean, you'll be pretty happy with how this first game's gone, given that you have Cole and Rachel Sung in your fantasy league lineup.
Yeah, no, I definitely decided that choosing the women because of often them getting played in doubles. Now Lily, I also had. So I might be getting a little bit of a bump and having a chance to make up some ground on you. You've already doubled my score. But as long as I can beat that guy named Evan, that's my main goal. I cannot lose to him. Otherwise, we'll have to change seats.
Fantasizer.com, you can get it on the action as well. Weekly prizes. You can start independent of the season as a whole, which Evan continues to remind me.
I got the biggest reminder during Chicago, so I need to fight back. And Cole's doing a great job with Rachel.
And they take the first game, and this is a bit of a little bit of a kickback on Maggie Tian's grand plan. So big moves for Portland Paddlers. Again, Cole and Rachel Sung showing why they've become the reliable pair that takes the table each week.
I just think when they play together in this style, definitely though with Monzo, he played great shots first half of the game, but then it kind of fizzled once they got to 5. So teamwork and experience, 2 key ingredients. And look at that forehand by Cole. Just no trouble playing into the opponent, into the person who just hit the ball, going right at your opponent in their elbow. And once they get into the longer rallies, it's just so much power from Cole.
Rachel just, as you said, doing such a great job of setting up, you know, keeping the ball short, great placement with the backhand blocking.
So of course this game, because the order has
Second game,
changed,
don't serve,
we'll
foul.
see different style of points. It'll be up to the
Level.
Blasters to put more pressure on Rachel so that Monzo can get the attack going on Cole. That's just Cole. No matter where he's standing, he can deliver such a finishing blow. Backing up is not going to be the answer for the Blasters. They got to be up at the table. Again, Rachel doing an awesome job of keeping the attack going for the paddlers.
They're doing such a good job of capitalizing off having two forehands in the middle and having those opposite angles that they can put the ball into. And this time it's Tao and Zhang who opens.
But not a bad idea by Rachel. I mean, she went for a deep push. She's mixing it up a little bit. But that's just a great 1-2 combo.
Tao and Zhang, one of the few handhold attacking players in the league. Former US Open champion.
So smart by Cole. Didn't overplay it. Just kept the ball nice and low. Again, following up on the smart offensive play by Rachel Sung. I mean, this is all Rachel, in my opinion, in this game. Just quick off the bounce. You know Cole's going to get a good look at the ball when she's making her backhand attacks like she's doing. Just means that Tao can only play a ball on the table. Whereas if she pushes or pops it up.
And a clean backhand flick receive from Rachel Sung.
Excellent play. This is the most offensive I've seen her play. She has played a lot of doubles.
7-2.
Cole's shot making.
I mean, this really goes to show you about partnerships.
Yes.
And reps, getting reps in the partnerships. I mean, we know that Monzo is a fantastic doubles player. We know that Tao has been a solid doubles player for the Bay, but clearly they haven't played as a combination together before, and that makes a world of
I mean,
difference.
they're playing doubles as well as Lily played singles. I mean, it's literally one person out there just complementing each other in every single shot sequence. Yeah, just tight,
9-3.
no loose balls, nothing to work with. Feel sorry for Tao a little bit.
And the next singles match that comes up after this doubles is a modern defender, Tyrese Knight, taking on Aditya Gadwani. It's the only rematch between these two teams.
And Knight just also got back from the Pan Am Games representing
Game
Barbados.
11-3.
And a even more decisive 11-3
Yeah,
victory.
as I said that we were going to see a different order. and
We
a
did,
different
yeah, we did see
the different order was Rachel Sung just putting pressure on Tao Wen-chung, giving him no room to breathe with her very strong over the table backhand attacks and serve return, drop shots.
They've just played phenomenally as a pair throughout this match. Really, really raised the level.
Never getting in each other's way either. Obviously, a righty-lefty combination, that's the whole
Yeah,
benefit.
the footwork.
But Cole did a great job of moving the ball around and getting Monzo and Tao a little bit out of their backhand corners.
So we'll see what game number 3 will bring. Bay Area Blasters
I mean, this
at
is
risk a little bit of
sweep.
getting,
Bubble.
and canceling out the
Great Lily
yeah.
victory.
1
Monzo
all.
starts game 3 with a great forehand attack. Three great shots.
You see Tao's feeling the pressure a little bit there. Monzo has been playing some great backhand flick receives every so often this match. And again, Rachel Sung just providing the anchor that has stabilized the ship.
Two, three.
Quality opening there.
4-2.
Just solid execution from Rachel Sung and Cole in tandem together.
You don't,
Perfect complement.
you don't have to make a big shot to score. You just eliminate all the mistakes, place the ball well.
Johan Hagberg's going to be disappointed because I think the price of a Rachel Sung autograph is going up after this.
Well, we know her power ranking points is going to go up, and my fantasy points are going to go up.
Okay, settle down.
I mean, I'm getting potentially
You serve two.
both Cole, Rachel, and Lily. I'm getting some serious sweep material here. So, Evan, I know you're watching.
Eat rocks.
2-6.
And again, if they were giving fantasy points on the game score, I might even be catching up to your score.
Nah, don't get ahead of yourself. Right now, this whole match has just been one-way traffic.
And I've been in this situation that Tao is in where there's just nothing you can do. Just take your beating and
7-3.
realize you've got a singles match coming up and maybe you can take it out on Cole. But he's been in a
That's a
kind of
tough ask as well.
yeah, a little bit of a home run derby here, just being set up so nicely by Rachel. Everything
8-3.
working and firing on all cylinders for the paddlers.
I mean, this has to be one of their best doubles performances so far.
If I was Cole, I'd be asking Rachel, who are you playing mixed doubles with at the US Open? I mean, this is such a great team. That should have landed.
4-9.
Cole apologizing for missing the open backhand.
Alonso puts that opening in the bottom of the net. And Tao sends notice with that backhand.
10-5.
But it's a long way to go to really see any possibility of a comeback here from
6-10.
Bay Area team, but that will ensure that this is their highest scoring game out of the three.
Just a
11-6.
perfect exclamation
Delay and
point
vote.
for Rachel Sung. Great forehand right down the middle.
And the Portland paddlers will be absolutely thrilled with that display. You have to wonder how they were feeling after McDonald walked off the table after having lost 3-0, knowing that Monzo was coming on for the doubles. just an outstanding performance from both Rachel and Colette. Rachel, that was really just an amazing match for us to watch. You probably have to rate it among one of your best matches that you've played with Colette. How did you feel going into the match? I don't know if you're familiar with Monzo at all, but knowing the strength of these two guys as individual players, how did you feel about the potential challenge of this match?
We knew they were really strong individually, but so I don't know, we didn't go in with high expectations, so we just tried to do our best, and I'm glad it worked out.
So as a Portland resident, since you play for the Paddlers, I'm going to take you back. Tell us what it felt like in the Pan Am Games. You take the first doubles match with Amy, and then you go out there to play the singles, and you played such a big role to get another point for Team USA. Did you know after you won that match that things were under control?
Yeah, because that was our strategy before the team match, was to hope that after the doubles match and the third singles match, we knew we would most likely have an upper hand because Lily was the last match. But Amy also pulled through the fourth match, so it was just, yeah, we were really happy.
It seemed like you guys just super performed with yourself and Amy both in doubles and then in singles. So what are you thinking going into the golden game right now? More offense or more control? Because it seems like you did both in that last doubles match.
I'll try to do some more control because I feel more nervous when I'm by myself on the court, so I'll try to get on the table first.
Don't worry, we won't be interviewing you during the Golden Game, so at least you won't have to worry about that. Rachel, well done. That was really, really an amazing match, and we look forward to seeing you in the Golden Game.
Thank you.
Just outstanding. I mean, that win margin was almost totally unexpected. Just a fantastic performance from the Paddlers. And we have Aditya Godwani facing off against Tyrese Knight. The last time these two played, it was Tyrese who won his 2 games, first and third game, pretty comfortably, 11-2, 11-4. But Godwani taking the second, 11-10.
It's going to be really interesting with Tyrese. Is he going to go strong offense right out of the start, or is he going to go back and start chopping? Because it seemed like Adi was feeling very comfortable if Tyrese just stayed as a chopper.
Now, Godwani is actually 32nd on the Major League Table Tennis standings right now. Not necessarily a strong performance in the singles, but 4-2 in the doubles and 16 and 18 in the Golden Game. So not too shabby in the Golden Game to have taken 16 points for the Bay Area Blasters. And he's definitely going to want some revenge for last time.
He's just playing, again, 0 forced errors. And look at that. He's doing a Lily Zhang 5-0 start and just driving the ball so well in this last forehand.
You can see over on the right side, his father's here in the front row. So, certainly got something to prove. Tyrese Knight gets himself on the board with the offensive strokes. So
I would just think if you get into a counter looping rally, you have to get it over to the backhand side. Tyrese has an excellent forehand loop.
Godwani taking a big swing at that one. That's the top edge of his racket. Look how early that step around came. And as soon as it came off his backhand, he was
that
ready.
That ball was a low ball to re-loop, but just drove through it with his body. It appears that Tyrese Knight will be going offense first, defense second. Those are not easy balls. So much side spin, and wow. I mean, he caught the net, but he drove that ball. After picking it up, full commitment.
And the first timeout of
From-
this team tie.
So from Lily's 5-0 to 5-5, we're seeing the exact same thing, 5-0 to 5-4. Lily was able to right the ship and keep that momentum going after the catch-up. And I will say that Christian Lilleros played as a chopper at one point in his career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he also played as a penholder player.
This I knew.
Right, with very tricky serves, both under the leg and behind the back. But clearly, when he picked Tyrese Knight, there was a little bit of the chopper in him that wanted to see.
He was lucky he got in before the Princeton Revolution went 3 for 3.
But I do like Tyrese's form on his forehand when he's looping and driving. Oh, just as I mentioned that, he muscles the ball and lifts it off the end. That's a good chop.
Godwani really stepping up the pace each ball. That's difficult to sustain.
Yeah, no, it's going harder until you do the one to point out right or you miss big. That's great placement by Godwani, right into the body. Tyrese needs to chop that ball with some depth.
Certainly looking very comfortable on the first backspin ball early in the point.
If Tyrese were to play that ball
Net.
either with no spin or very light, it would be tough to drive this hard. Godwani's using the spin to his benefit.
Net. 5-7.
It makes such a big difference when he steps up and attacks.
I think that's the new dimension to Tyrese's game. When he's getting kind of weak pushes, he's taking advantage of them. And look at the backhand. Not only the forehand, but delivering a backhand blow. Great chop. Here comes the high ball. And just really using his wrist nicely through the ball. Smart placement by Godwani. Saw Tyrese was moving a little bit more to the center and just took it wide out.
Great setup again. Just full commitment to his tactic there. Got in early on the bounce with the long pips and got around onto the forehand. Godwani going for broke, really not necessarily a bad shot selection, but just going for really fine margins.
He smashed through that chop so well. Tyrese made 2 or 3 returns that I didn't think he was going to touch the ball. And then I thought at the end maybe Audie would smash that ball in the net because it was so heavy. You can see him just chopping through the ball, but high enough to where great smash, good follow through.
And again, just
9-10.
fine margins. Risky placement when you have that much power on a ball and you're going for those white lines.
Come on, put it in.
Bring it in 3 inches, both east and west, north and south, and just give yourself some table.
Net. 9-10.
I don't know how Tyrese got that ball back.
No, his body was moving to the right and his paddle was moving to the left.
So,
but look for Tyrese to third ball attack right now. I mean, he has shown that if he gets a push, he can make that forehand.
He gets the chance, but Godwani gets it done. 11-10. He'll take the first opening game here. The Bay Area Blasters on home turf, setting an example for Chicago Wind in Texas.
Yeah. I mean, I think, Matt, on that last point, Adi did what Tyrese was expecting him to do when he was playing his forehand. He got that first spin in, and then Tyrese goes for the overplay instead of just saying, okay, great spin, let me play it deep on the table, tries to finish it.
So already Aditya Godwani shaking things up from their last encounter. Got his 11-10 victory, but this time in the first. So opening up some doors. I thought his forehand game was really solid in the first half. The first half. Second half started to get a little bit shaky. I mean, the good thing is he still kept going for his shots. And, you know, against a chopper, you want to have confidence. You want to keep things going. You don't want to soften up too much. But, yeah, great performance from Aditya Godwani.
Well, you know that Tyrese Knight is going to make some small modifications in this. I don't think he's going to overplay as much. Maybe chop more out to the forehand side. Not allow Adi to use his body in that step around.
Yeah, and he's got to get in heavier with the backspin in the beginning because Godwani played so well against the first opening loop. So getting good depth on the ball and good rotation, really important. And I think it's doing things like that. When he's taken the ball early in the bounce, it's forced a lot of errors.
Well, if Godwani's trying to finish the point, the shot's not there yet. You got to work the point a little bit more. But Tyrese cannot afford to miss pushes, bumps, blocks. When his paddle's on the ball as a defensive player, he needs to put it on the table to a good location. Because once Adi goes past like 75 to 80% power, the amount of spin on the ball is going to work against him. He's got to work and build the point. Just can't go for a finishing shot at every time he touches the ball. That first loop was a lot safer. Good placement. Tyrese really didn't have anything to do. Just happy to put his paddle on it.
Good variation there from Tyrese.
Mixing it on every time. I thought that Adi might try to smash that last ball. It was high enough, but his racket started below the ball, so you knew he was going to have to loop it up.
Forehand's looking on form. And Tyrese, he really needs to do something to try and shake the foundations, I guess.
Really, it looks like he's just playing Adi's ball and not creating his own.
4-3.
Yeah, and one thing that he will probably know from playing Aditya before is Adi tends to be a little bit self-critical. If he starts missing a few balls here and there, then he really puts a lot of pressure on himself. So the task for Tyrese is whether he can apply enough pressure to kind of start shifting the confidence levels.
And it's almost like if he can get to that fourth ball, then all of a sudden Adi's going to have to work for it. Whereas if his first three balls have any type of pop-up or height to him, Adi's over-aggression can work for him.
A little bit tight, and this is where Tyrese can start working in more no spin. So the no spin becomes more effective. You know, but once you get a little bit of tension, a little bit of tightness.
Good placement.
And Knight's typically been more defensive in this game. Haven't seen as much forehand attack from him, so bit more patience. Those
9-3.
errors are starting to come.
3-9.
And Knight really isn't forced to work so hard for these points. It's just keeping it low. Little lucky net there.
3-10.
And
Game
maybe a miss
11-3
serve
tonight.
to seal out the second game. And Tyrese Knight, 11-3. So in these first two games, we're seeing similar score lines from their last match, but in a different order. So it's going to be interesting to see if Gadwani can pick things up here in the third. I think he needs to. The problem is he goes in so strong with the forehand attack, and it works really well for him. What's the B game? When Tyrese inevitably comes out and changes his tactics, how do you then adapt to that? And I think we don't see enough of the spin control game.
Right. Going for 3-pointers for 7 straight shots. It's fine if you're making them, but the moment you miss, you want to pound the ball deep inside.
So Knight coming in much more defensive in game 2 and unsettling the confidence that Gadwani gained in the first.
Third game, 9 serve, love all.
And Tyrese just curls that forehand in like a bowling ball.
And he tapped his forehead afterwards, which is usually a player sign of I'm playing pretty smart. He just stayed with the point a little bit longer, really forcing Gadwani to go for a bigger and bigger shot each time. More patience on that ball. This is a tough one here. Great fight by both players. Gadwani made one really nice return on a super low ball out to his forehand.
And you can see him mixing things up a little bit more. And also at the same time not giving Tyrese a chance to attack as well.
2-all.
And straight down the middle of the table.
That was the same backhand return we saw at the end of game 1 on Golden Point. Playing his backhand from the center and just getting a nice spin in, not going for too much.
Gadwani starting to look as confident as he did in game 1.
And really building the point, realizing that the ball's going to come back, and that depth from the table, Knight's going to have to get on a bicycle to run those down. Timeout.
So timeout by Christian Liliarus, coach of the Portland Paddlers. Relatively early timeout here in game 3, but a very important one. And
as a chopper, if you're leading, it puts so much more pressure on an offensive player to come up with the goods. And we haven't seen any attacks so far by Tyrese. Just been playing further and further in the backcourt. I'd like to see him do a little bit more of that surprise attack, or at least get a top spin in there so that Gadwani has to move his racket kind of vertically to deal with the change in spin and not just start from below the ball because he's looping and sending bombs.
And we have the last singles match coming up. It's going to be a big one. Cole and Tao Wen-Zhang. Coming up right after this. Right now, Aditya Godwani is blazing a bit of a trail. Coming back after the timeout.
I just wonder if Tyrese, it almost feels like he thinks this is an easy match for him. But Godwani has been playing good offense for the first half of this final game. This is the first forehand drive that we've seen Tyrese make. Will he stay with the offense?
It looked like he was ready to step around again. I mean, maybe it seemed like a fairly short timeout, so maybe that was the message was got to get in there and attack more. Certainly what we're seeing.
So credit Godwani on that one. Net ball, he pointed it out. Umpires didn't see it. Great sportsmanship.
And superb setup.
Yeah, just combination of Lily and Rachel. Great position, great execution. Hitting your opponent before they can put their racket on the ball.
Sends it long.
You know, driving the dead ball. That ball can just be a control loop. You don't have to go for maximum force.
That's a huge play, and the recovery was outstanding.
How he got out of his own way. And then again, kind of a slightly open face racket, getting right into Tyrese's body.
And that's not going to help Tyrese Knight. This is his own serve.
Yeah, and this is huge for the paddlers. They're trying to even things up.
8-6.
There's so much uncertainty in the last match. I mean, if Tao plays really, really strong, this is really where they need to make their mark.
Right.
Tyrese brings it back to within one again. Godwani a little bit tentative on that last backhand. Really hard to go from attacking so strong to playing almost totally passive. And a big opportunity right up at the net there.
Just feet not even in the right position to play that final ball. Stepping in and getting jammed.
The ball drops quite quickly too.
It was all in his own spin, so every time you go heavy and hard, that ball's being chopped back with long tips.
And he's just been fantastic at countering those openings from Tyrese.
That loop wasn't an all-out bomb, it was a controlled loop, but he found the open court.
And this time Tyrese goes for the slower opening. It's 9-9. Adi Godwani with the serve in hand.
And this is what we thought when we saw the rematch. Chance for revenge.
And just cruises through that forehand. Sets himself up with.
Look like dead serve, long tips. Ball pops up a little bit and just stepping into it. And again, a lot of pressure. Match point.
And great anticipation from Tyrese. Basically, as soon as he touched that ball and knew that it was popped up, he was tracking that ball for a forehand attack. And now everything's on the line for both of these players with the golden point. Tyrese with the serve in hand. Oh, and he misses his own serve.
11-10.
It's a tough point to celebrate for Godwani, but That is just nerves. Nerves getting. And look at the bench behind the Bay Area bench is. Well, I'm sure Gadwani will be thrilled with that. I mean, we saw so many swings in the match, and he really came back strong in the. He's running away. You can't escape us, kid. Come on. A really fantastic performance from Gadwani and got the revenge that he was looking for. Adi, you can't run away from us. You win a match, the interview is inevitable. Really outstanding performance, especially in the first and the third games. Coming back in the third game was just outstanding, some of the forehand counters. You were the only rematch for your team between these two, and you played him last time. What was your overall strategy, or what were your thoughts from the last match going into this one?
We played each other many times, and we trained with each other at 888 table tennis. And last time I lost, and I had a really hard time with his serve and his serve return. But this time I was trying to stay up close to the table and be ready for when he played short, and on his serve try to open with my backhand more. So I think that made a big difference for me.
Next up, Audie, will be the golden game. What is your mentality in this? Is it to be overly aggressive and take the ball kind of out of the hands of your opponent? Or is it to be more strategic and placement oriented and try to force the opponent into mistakes? How are you preparing? Because the golden game seems to be the difference on every team match so far.
So I think with golden game, for me, serve and serve return, as well as third ball is very important. I usually try to play more safe in the golden game and play with placement, and I think that's what works best for me personally in the golden game.
And really quickly, it must be so nice for you to have this crowd behind you, and how did you feel that helped your confidence?
So yeah, the atmosphere helped lift me up a lot, especially after the second set where I missed quite a few of my forehand, just first ball openings. My team and the crowd really helped me to keep my mentality up.
Awesome. Well done, Adi. That was a great match. We'll see you in the golden game.
Thank you.
Fantastic performance, and got the revenge that he was looking for, and that certainly puts us in an interesting position here going into the fourth singles match between Cole and Talon.
Heavy hitters, both on forehand and backhand sides. A lot of fireworks.
So a little bit of extra pressure here on Cole with the team down 5-7. Nobody has that advantage yet. No guaranteed points going into the golden game. Shot like that's not going to cut it against Tao and Zhang.
I guess the one thing with Tao is he didn't expend a lot of energy in the doubles match because it was such an onslaught. But he's definitely got his powder dry and ready to show his offensive capabilities. The challenge is Cole is such a good blocker when he's not attacking.
Let's 2-1.
Cole off to an early start here. He'll be wanting a little bit of redemption himself too. Last time that Ko came up against the Bay Area Blasters, he went 1-2 with Lashin Al Sayed, who I'm sure Maggie would love to have on the roster right now, but he's, I believe, playing in the Turkish League this weekend.
I would have to think that Major League Table Tennis should take precedent over the Turkish League.
We'd like to hope that it takes precedent over every league.
That's 2-3.
But we have seen all players having issues with their serves a little bit. I mean, more missed serves than I can remember.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, it does show you that a lot of the players that are competing in this are competing in a professional league for the first time. So this is new pressure for them, and I think it does affect them. I mean, even Amy, yeah, she's played some league matches, but not too many, and Fabiola the same.
G-Way had some
Tyrese the
issues.
same. Yeah, so it is a new environment, and you do feel that pressure to perform for your team.
I think sometimes what happens for players is you're thinking about the next ball so much that whether if your toss is a little bit moving around, that halfway through the toss, you might want to make a subtle adjustment or a change, and all of a sudden now you're thinking two things at once of what's going to happen if I serve long by mistake, and then the ball went up an extra half an inch and there goes your timing. And again, with Fabiola, we saw somebody goes very aggressive and deep, so you are going to have more mistakes there as they serve into the back end of the table. There's just so much spin on that ball.
Explosive rallies between these two. We're going to see a lot more of that. Cole, 7-2 in the lead here in the first game.
It's going to be so interesting for the Golden Game how the coaches make these lineups. Will
7-3.
Christian for the Paddlers try to get a rematch with Audie and Tyrese again? I would think he would like to get Cole against Tao based on how the first game's going. And then you've got Mr. McDonald against Lily.
Yeah.
I mean, I would literally not want to see that one happen. And Rachel's in there as well, and Jiwei.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, difficult decisions. I mean, do you really want to put Lily up against Tyrese as well? She tends to struggle with defensive players.
that might be.
There's a lot of matchups. They're probably thinking more about the matchups they want to avoid than the matchups they want. So Cole, top of the Major League Table Tennis rankings, 13-2 in singles, 11-7 in doubles, and 28-19 in the Golden Game.
10-4.
Tao Zhang a little bit further behind in 18th right now, but he's made some bigger moves recently. 11-7 in singles, 8-10 in doubles, and 20-27. So only 42% in the
Game 11-4.
in the Golden Game, whereas he has 61% in the singles. So again, it shows you that there are big differences mentally and strategically about how you approach the Golden Game.
There's nowhere to hide in the Golden Game. You can't go out there and just play 2 or 3 loose points. You literally have to almost play it like a golden point and treat it as 4 individual opportunities. Again, when we saw Mr. Hagberg, what he did to come back after the injury, losing 4 and getting swept and then splitting the last 2.
Made all the difference.
And it was a 1-point game.
Yeah.
So those 2 points, of course, everyone who won the point could say it came down to their point that they won. But what a great fight.
I mean, statistically, almost every player is higher in singles than in the Golden Game. I mean, if you look at Cole's 86.7 in singles, 86.7%, 59.6% in the Golden, and plenty of young talents showing up here.
And that's the great area. That's the great thing about the Bay Area. The number of young girls that are playing, of course, they have a very strong junior boy base. But with coaches like Maggie Tian just doing a wonderful job of creating the next Lily Jungs and Rachel Sung and Amy Walls.
Certainly a big deal for them to see Lily winning that match as well. And they're getting rowdy too. Yeah, I would say the majority of players have better win records in the singles than in the Golden Game. So,
what about Jiwei?
2 loss.
Let me throw that one at you.
Let me consult my. He is higher in the Golden Game. He's 40% in singles, 51.4% in the Golden Game.
His Golden
He's
Game.
one of the few players. Hong Lin is the Golden Game star, 21 and 9, 70%.
And I want to credit the coach for getting matchups as well, because she is so good against Chop, and it seems like she gets Angela Guan every time they play. So
Tao Wenjiang off to a better start in the second game.
1-3.
Really doing his best to be aggressive and to maintain the offensive play. Getting some good action with the reverse side of the penhold grip.
1-3.
Typically with the traditional where they use the same side, you can't really attack that well against backspin.
2-3.
and again, if putting it on was the only goal, Tao could get all the serves back. It's just there's such a fine line or window of where you can place it and not have to pick up the ball, because Collet can just power through it.
Rowdy Bay Area crowd
cheering for their coach.
Drops a little bit shorter on the table than Collet was expecting. Quick serve return there from Tao, well read on the serve. And another great serve and opening. And for anybody out there who's using the reverse penhold serve, I mean, between Ma Jinbao and Collet, you have two fine examples of not just service variations and a high quality serve, but the follow-ups from them on both of them.
And just keep thinking of that absolute placement, and how did Tao miss that ball? Even the youngsters are wondering what happened.
Quick, compact backhands from Collet just have so much acceleration. He's really a player to admire when it comes to technical precision.
No wasted motion.
Some Bay Area Blasters fans there in the front row with their team shirts.
Oh, what a deep push to the backhand, followed by a pressing block on the white line.
Here comes the timeout by the Bay Area. That brings their total of remaining timeouts until the Golden Game down to 0. Collet's still got one in the bag with Portland Paddlers. Example of Collet just capitalizing off that reverse pendulum serve. Tao still making a tiny quantity of unforced errors, but most of the time it's just immense pressure coming from Ko.
Net. 7-6. Net. 7-6.
And that's just
High octane stuff.
just the ability to get a backswing in on any of those balls. That push on the serve return really didn't have too much pressure. Tao does a great job of just getting around the ball.
Big setup there, serve and third ball attack from Tao and Zhang.
Net serve.
8-all. Net.
Everyone's having serve jitters tonight. It's making me very nervous. It's 4 net serves from 5 serves for Cole right now.
Oh,
Get the job done on the 6th. Clean.
yeah,
It's just surgical, really.
9-8.
just expecting the ball to come back. Quality loop, good placement. And just fighting to take a lead going into the golden game.
Overheads the backhand. Just a little bit overreached.
Slightly early, reaching for the ball.
Had such a good opportunity to step around on that, too. 9-9. Tao and Zhang with the serve. And that drop
9-10.
shot hits the edge. It's going to be disappointing for Tao and Zhang. Another big setup.
Cole, almost like G-Way, popped up the serve, but still felt he could put the ball on the table, but then reaching for the ball. But he will have the serve.
Probably doesn't want to have to deal with multiple net serves here. That'd make you nervous.
I guess he will be aggressive with the serve, try to put more side spin, side top to get that ball going.
Yeah, and short to the forehand has worked much better for him.
There's a first net
Yeah.
serve.
10-all.
With the side top, he's going to get a ball that he can spin. Question is, will Tao go for anything risky and maybe flip it?
And a risky play, goes for the long, fast reverse.
So,
Tao and Zhang scoops game 2.
and that means Blasters will go into the golden game with at least a 1-point lead. Could be a 3.
Interesting decision there by Ko. Utilizing this long, fast reverse pendulum is such a tricky serve. But then also serving into the backhand where I think Tao's receive was a lot more reliable on the backhand side than it was on the forehand shot. So Tao showing up for the match here, taking the second game by the slimmest margin.
And just playing the big points big. Just when he needed the point, reduced the errors, got the forehand going.
Yeah, I think the backhand control on serve receive was really great for him. He definitely ran into problems once Cole started serving short to the forehand, so I was pretty surprised to see him change things up on that last serve. But
Cole's got to be careful right now. For some reason, he doesn't have his mental frame of mind in this third game, and they have to play a 3-point catch-up. Jin Bao, he could be doing some sweeps on anyone.
Yeah, I mean, for Cole, it's more about prolonging the point. I feel like Tao's serve and third ball attacks is where he won a lot of his points in the second game. Usually the longer the point goes on, it's like the generally Ko that steps up and takes control.
And it's worth it for Tao to take some risks. I mean, just playing safe and keep it on the table, especially if the serves are popping. Cole just kind of digs you in a hole deeper and deeper with the amount of spin he can put on the ball. So right now, you kind of saw it in the McDonald match against Lily Zhang. Just not a lot of rhythm, not a lot of footwork, just kind of playing at the ball versus working the point. And that's a Lily Zhang backhand. Tight serve, get a return, just spin it on. Don't try anything crazy, but really give your opponent nothing to work with.
It's such a big contrast from the plays that we saw from him in the first game. Right now, it's actually Tao who's in a more dominant position.
And he can add an extra gear now that he's established that he can make the first ball on without something to get re-attacked because he went to the wrong location. Cole's got to play the whole table not knowing where Tao Wen-jung is going with his first attack. Much safer there.
Bringing that reverse back over to the short forehand. And I mean, he can afford to do that, to allow Tao to step across with the backhand flick. Rowdy crowd. They like their TV screen time. Trying to bring
the kid cam.
Bring some noise for Tao Wen-jung.
That's a tough ball to make.
I mean, really, Cole just has to bring the first ball back. Tao's plays with so much power on his first opening, but you take the time away from him on the response, and he doesn't have time to wind up or play big shots on the follow-up.
Yeah, it goes big shot, then slightly smaller. Whereas Cole is able to build a lot easier, especially off the backhand side. Backhand down line, so effective.
You were saying? Yeah, again, these short point sequences, serve and follow-up from Tao Wen-jung. Definitely his strength. And Cole clips the net on the step around forehand. Not quite clearing the amount of space you would usually see from him on the step around.
Oh, that's beauty. Tao Wen-jung turning the corner.
See even the parents getting in on the Bay Area chant.
So we do have 2 U.S. Open champions going toe-to-toe right now in Game 3 at 6-all.
Backhand opening error. Really, for Tao to make his effective serve follow-ups, he has to go for broke.
Yeah,
His
he really
slower
does.
openings, he just feels a little bit tentative. There it is. There's that 0 hesitation.
Nice depth on it as well as he spins the ball up.
More Tao and Zhang fans. They're in the house this evening. 7-7 here in Game 3.
Net 7-all.
So much power behind that ball. It's a lot of legs, a lot of drive. Even if that ball comes back, Kohlei's ready for another attack.
Net 8-7.
It's got to be a record for net serves.
Net 8-7.
It's not the first time we've seen it tonight, but it's certainly not something that you expect to see from Kohli. Quite interesting. You generally don't see top players struggling this much with the serve. And his reverse serve's generally pretty fluid.
Net.
Called
So
a
net
net.
serve this time.
Called a let.
Tao.
Wow. That's an assistant umpire. Tao thinking, I don't think it hit the net. Kohli going for the flip kill.
Little nod of the head there from Tao and Zhang. It's going to move on.
So Kohli deciding he's going to take it into his own hands and just runs around and plays a very aggressive backhand right into Tong's strength, or Tao's strength.
And Christian Oliarus signaling a timeout there, but Ole's in that focus zone, so he's going to keep moving. And
That
he's
ball
gonna set up.
did not really bounce as he cut the heck out of it. Return it nice and deep.
Right on that white back line. Just impeccable placement. So Ole has the serve back in hand. Gets the serve clearance on the first attempt this time and gets the job done. 11 points to 8. Takes 2 against Tao and Zhang. A really great effort from Tao. A lot of fantastic serve and third ball attacks and quite powerful shots, but at the end of the day, Kohli pulls through. Experience really lent a hand there in a very high pressure situation for the Portland Paddlers and their leading man. So Kohli is going to go into the golden game, hopefully feeling some confidence after that. A lot to fight for here for both players. Again, the West Division standings just so tight. There's so much opportunity for whoever comes out on top here to go to the top of the table.
And it's going to be either a 7-point lead for the Blasters Or if Portland can pull it off, a 5-point. So they're that close going into this with only a 1-point differential. So going down to the center court to see the commish. Along with
So it's going to be very interesting. I mean, we've talked a little bit about, I guess, avoidance of matchups. There are some combinations that they might want to avoid. I think, yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see where Ma Jinbao gets placed is going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, the Golden Game, it's 1 game to 21. All 5 of the team players are going to be picked into a new order, or it might be the same one, but usually a new order, and they substitute every 4 points and play that 1 game to 21. Overall, the value of the Golden Game is worth 6 to the total score.
it would be so much fun if every match was a completely new matchup.
Okay, coaches, we've got Bay Area Blasters are up 8-7. You'll be starting with a 1-point lead. Christian, it's your pick for first player. Ji-Wei Shaw is your first player. Coach? Wenjang Tao is your first pick. Your second pick. Ariel Monzo is your second pick. Coach? Jonathan McDonald, you're number 2. You're number 3. Cole is your number 3. Jinbao Ma is your 3. You're 4. Lily or Adi? Adi Godwani is your 4, making Lily your 5. Adi is 4. You've got Tyrese and Rachel. Rachel is your 4, making Tyrese your 5. Good luck, coaches.
This is going to be
Strategic mayhem.
This is going to be completely.
I mean, these matchups are just phenomenal.
This could be a 21-20 or a 21-8.
These, yeah, this is very interesting. I mean,
1-point lead for the Blasters right now. 3 points to be played. Last time these two players faced each other, Ji-Wei Shaw came out on top in singles.
And he will want to make that impression.
Here comes the backhand play.
Ji-Wei's.
And you can see the paddlers all jumping in the background, getting ready.
And just picking up that half-long ball. Tao set it up so perfectly.
That ball looked like it was going to go off the side of the table.
Tao.
Just a great point. Ji-Wei Shaw did everything he could, but Tao, just bigger forehands. And you can see the disappointment. And now,
McDonald and Monzo. Monzo only been in for the doubles. And another missed serve.
just going for the deep serve.
Kills me inside.
And
he goes for it again. Bold choice, and it pays off. McDonald splitting on the first two serves. And we'll get to see Monzo in action here in some singles points at least.
Played 3 points and McDonald's hit the ball twice.
Set. 5-2.
I'm going to burn that net after this.
That's the first time I've seen Donald think like, I'm in the match.
Now a big one here. This could go either way. It could split. Anything could happen. It's Kole and Ma Jinbao.
But the difference is Kole just came off the table. Ma Jinbao has been sitting for the longest time possible.
Pumped. The battle of the reverse servers.
Half the crowd is cheering for Kole and the other half is just silent.
Man, that opening is just solid.
I mean, that is so deep into the backhand court.
That's a bold decision to step around on that.
I mean, that's like lifting like a 300-pound weight with your legs to spin that ball up and so deep.
And it goes inside out. But where other players played loose on the serve return at the reverse, Kole did a great job of cutting that short.
He had the ball that he wanted. He made that strong backhand opening.
And Ma clinches 2 points from his serve, and they'll split.
And it was really the battle of getting that heavy first topspin in. And this is going to be an interesting matchup here.
Rachel Sung, who played so spectacularly in the doubles. Godwani
got his
winning
revenge.
his singles. And he's just on form with the forehand today.
And he's going to wait and not worry if Rachel makes that first spinny opening and just try to tee off on it. Rachel needs to play more to the middle.
Oh, outstanding counter down the line.
And that's exactly what she was doing in the doubles. Just taking her time.
And cuts the ball a little early.
Similar to what we saw with Pao Wen-Zhang. And Ji-Wei.
And the flip over the table is unreal.
Side topspin serve, and Rachel just pounds it. Getting high fives by every single player on the team. Now this is a matchup. What will Tyrese Knight bring to this point?
She did so well to retrieve that net ball.
There's like 3 shots that both players went outside of their comfort zone, and they landed.
Oh, that's outstanding.
And that's almost Kokiniwa action there off the...
Johan Hagberg in the crowd amongst all of the Triple Eight kids.
Set. 9-10.
Lily's going to work for the point, I promise you that.
Big forehands from Tyrese.
Completely going for it.
3 from 4. And I I mean, that shows you how things change in this golden game. I mean, he could go out there and play defensively. You just won't see it that much from him.
Can Jiwei Shaw control the short game and get some more points?
Tao is just relentless on the attack. Great control from Jiwei on placement, but
there's one more attack in his bag.
Brilliant timed counter. Jiwei really connecting with his bench.
This is just who has more fight at this point. Both players bringing so much power and spin to the ball. Smart play by Tao to get that first backhand flip in. One final serve to try to tie it up at 12 apiece.
Just outstanding. Really, really high level stuff from Tao and Zhang. It's just amazing, a player like Tao, you know, he won the US Open in 2014, and as the years have gone on, he's just been able to sustain such a high level. Monzo stepping up for the Bay. Just keeping it simple.
Serve deep, backhand off the bounce.
And another.
That's a big point there. No work in order to score the point. Just a good short serve return.
Alonso sends it straight to the body. We're all tied up here, 14-14. This is a really intense golden game here. Portland and the Bay Area. Bay Area looking to break the curse of the home game. Another missed serve from Collet. Very uncharacteristic.
Just can't afford those latter stages of.
Bumps it down the line.
It was a great opening loop by Ma Jinbao, but not enough spin.
And I think he tends to lean a little bit when he opens. Just doesn't quite have an assertive pace on it. And again, that backwards lean on the first open. It's easy picking for Collet, and he levels up at 16-16. Neither of these teams giving each other any breathing room whatsoever.
The mental pressure right now for these two players, feeling the weight of their entire team on their shoulders. Gudwani with a lot of bombs. Rachel Sun just taking her time.
Sun puts the ball long. Gudwani positioning himself here to potentially be the MVP for the Bay Area Blasters. This is why we love the golden game.
All their serves.
And clips the top edge. Great setup from the serve, but and again, both teams just have the one timeout here in the Golden Game.
And up next, Tyrese Knight against Lily Zhang.
Maggie Tien using this one timeout to try and get Adi in the zone. This point is...
Do you remember Tyrese winning the final points in the Golden Game in Santa Cruz and coming up big? Wonder if Coach Ularus put him in that position thinking he's got some experience. What a block by Rachel Sung. Down the line. Here we go.
And you could see in preparation, she took half a step back. Now Lily Zhang is in the hot seat. A split here will not do the trick. She has to win the majority of these points. And she's ready for it. It's cross court. She knows it's cross court.
And up at the table, not letting that ball breathe, taking it right off the bounce. An overplay on that one. Lily has a chance to sweep. Second time that Portland has been in the driver's seat at the end of a Golden Game. And saw it slip.
And again.
What a big forehand by Lily Zhang, just smacking it.
She just knows every time Tyrese winds up, the ball's coming to her forehand. It's happened every time. She's just ready to counter, and her timing has been perfect.
And she hasn't backed up an inch.
And look at how much difference it made here with Tyrese defending. I mean, it's a totally different ball game. And it's the first point that he's defended.
I just thought, why isn't he chopping? I mean, granted, Lily has been driving the ball so well.
Hasn't done his homework on that one, I don't think.
No. And it wasn't until he got out of position that he got a little bit of the side spin.
And this is just, could you imagine a better golden point than Tao and Zhang for the Bay Area and Xia Jiwei for Portland?
Here's the challenge. I think Jiwei would rather be receiving the serve. Here we go.
Oh, and Tao and Zhang takes it. It's a huge point for the Bay Area. They've all just, I don't even know what happened there. They've all just
too much weight
each other.
On the person holding up the team in the celebration.
21 points to 20. The Bay Area break the curse where Houston and the Texas Smash failed, Chicago and the Chicago Wind failed. The Bay Area Blasters have won the first match here on the opening night here at the Alameda County Fairgrounds.
Golden points in the Golden Game.
And the home crowd are absolutely lapping it up. A fantastic performance from the Bay Area team, and that decision to put Lily in that singles spot maybe didn't work out perfectly for them, but I think it definitely gave them some confidence. Just an outstanding match, and
we're going to get a chance to speak with Coach Maggie after she gets her celebration from the fans.
Maggie, you must be absolutely thrilled with this to be on your home ground and for the team to play really well. How were you feeling after you decided to put Lily in that singles position in the second game and for her to come out here and win 3-0 in that singles?
Well, I think she played fantastic tonight. Even the single game, golden game, she was amazing play today.
Maggie, thinking about the doubles, I mean, obviously Portland played amazing in the doubles. Do you think you'll change up the order for your doubles tomorrow and on Sunday?
That's a secret.
Well, yeah, we will discuss either tonight or tomorrow before the match. We'll see what's the best strategy against Texas. So, I was a little surprised, but we're leading first game 5-1, and then we lose 7 points in a row. So the points we play is too quick, and yeah, so I think it was between the point I should take timeout, but it's too quick. So we didn't prepare, we didn't respect for we lose 3-0. Yeah, but their opponent, they are prepared very well tonight, and Rachel and Coley to play so good tonight. Yeah, the doubles.
And just looking at that last golden point, how were you feeling at the start of that when it was 2020?
Be honestly, I don't even watch this point. What did they play? But I think it's I see little bit. I close my eye. I think it's Tao decided banana flip. Yeah, that's how I think we won the last point. Yeah, it's kind of my heart is stopping.
Yeah, so us too in the commentary. Maggie, congratulations. That was probably one of the most exciting MLTT finishes that we've had, and yeah, well done. Winning the Bay Area team on Bay Area ground is a good start to this weekend.
Yeah, thank you, and also thank you for all the home players, the kids, and then the parents, the family. They all came to cheer for my team. Thank you so much for them supporting. Yeah.
Great work. Thank you, Maggie.
Thank you. Good night.
There's Tao and Zhang, the man of the final point. We're going to get Lily back here just to give us some closing thoughts on quite a hectic but exciting final there. One of the things that stood out for me, I mean, how did you feel about the order when the order came out? I mean, I was honestly a little bit surprised when you went through those golden game points with Tyrese. How was your reaction when he didn't really play that defensively?
Yeah, when I saw the order, I was hitting my head a little bit because it's kind of a well-known fact I don't love to play against choppers. But, I think for me at least, him attacking was better for me because I felt a lot more comfortable playing fast. So I'm glad that he did that. Hopefully he doesn't listen to this interview and change his strategy next time.
We'll cut it out.
Okay, great.
No, and Lily, it just seemed like the more he attacked, the more pace you were able to put on the ball and just really knock him out to where he couldn't even backswing. You put so much behind the ball that even on the last point that he won, you were still attacking on him. So it just seemed like maybe you should rethink that maybe you are very good against choppers to knock them out of their game because he really had no answer.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take this as a big confidence boost and keep practicing against choppers.
And I guess finally, how important is it for you to be here at home and, have these young kids here, and especially the young girls that are watching and girls that are watching the live stream, to kind of sucker punch it to the guys and get your 3-0 win in the singles and then some great results in the golden game?
Yes, it feels amazing. I think, going out there and, beating a guy player, I think, shows the young girls out there that, really anything is possible and they can just really believe in themselves. And, yeah, we're just as good as the men. We're better.
Fantastic. Love it. Perfect way to close out. Lily, congratulations. Great performance tonight.
Thank you.
And a thrilling performance there that's going to take the Bay Area Blasters to the top of the table with 83 points. And you can see the golden game win-loss ratio is a big factor but also strong performance in the singles. Portland's still hanging up there, but it's looking really tight. I mean, Seattle Spinners, they had a good start to the evening, but Portland still pull ahead. Texas Smash, they're in a tough position, so the rest of the weekend is going to be really important for them, especially coming off the back of last month where they didn't perform so well on home turf.
You know, definitely the matches tomorrow are going to just amplify where we are right now. So if anything is similar to what we saw tonight with 2 final points, just amazing.
Really one of the most outstanding matches in Major League Table Tennis. It's going to go in the record books. A fantastic performance, and they really brought their best to the table, the Portland Paddlers and the Bay Area Blasters. Bay Area capturing the win, breaking that curse where Chicago failed and Texas failed. Bay Area Blasters have done it here and put a fantastic conclusion in that final golden point in the Golden Game. To seal out our Friday night, of course, we have 2 more days of fantastic team matchups. It looks like everybody's rearing to go. Sean, your final word on that amazing team match.
Oh, I can't believe it. And even the first one with Johan Hagberg dealing with the injury and just putting everything on the line to help his team win by 1, and then just to have this one where Lily shined so brightly. I just can't wait for tomorrow. Things
are heating up here at Major League Table Tennis, and we're going to be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific time, and we'll see you then.